I'm Emily Nguyen, and this is Finlandia Fridays.
Welcome to Finlandia Fridays. My name is Michael Babcock. I am your host for this weekly interview series here at Finlandia University. This week we are joined by a student. Emily, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
We're happy to have you. Emily Nguyen is from Southern California. Tell us a little bit where you're from and what are you doing here at Finlandia?
So I'm from Chino Hills. It's a little area around Orange County. I'm here to play softball and to get a degree in criminal justice.
Awesome. How did you find Finlandia?
Finlandia actually found me.
Ooh.
So when you play travel ball, you have a bunch of recruiting sites and put your email in, you put all your recruiting videos, and coaches find you. And our old coach found me, and she liked me, and it was a perfect fit here.
Awesome. That's really exciting. And it's been a really fun experience so far playing softball?
Yes, I love it.
That's good, except for this last in fall ball this year. It didn't go so well.
Yeah, no. Second inning, I hit a double. I was rounding second, and my knee didn't want to be a knee anymore.
Yeah, we were all pretty sad to hear that. I mean, that's
Yeah.
tough when you're work so hard with what you're doing. But we know you'll be back for your senior year next year,
Yeah.
and you'll be ready to make a difference and get your team up. And we were just talking about this a little bit before the show. You guys are going to be eligible for the NCAA tournament through your conference next year, which is a big step for the program.
If we win our conference tournament next year, we are in an automatic bid into the NCAA. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and more importantly, though, we're here to talk about the fact that you are an ambassador.
Yes.
A student ambassador. This is a new program we started at Finlandia University during the last school year. It's an opportunity for students to get a little bit more advanced experience working in our admissions office, to get a feeling for how that whole process works, a chance for you to get to know a little bit more about campus. What's it like being an ambassador?
It's actually a lot of fun. I feel a lot more involved with the school than I had previously already been. I do a lot of stuff around campus already. I'm an RA. I help out everywhere as much as I can. I like to be involved, and now I'm getting prospective students involved. So I'm able to talk online chat, emailing students, calling students, giving campus tours to everybody, and even like from some future teammates. So it's really nice to be able to show off how amazing our school is.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of different things going on. And I think a lot of prospective students, when they get emails or they go on these live chats with people, they're like, oh, this is just a machine or something like that. Mm-hmm. But you're actually behind those emails. You're the one actually sending that email out to them. You're the other side of live chat. What's that been like to talk to these students and hopefully hear back from them?
It's really nice because it feels very personal with people, and I know if you ever get like those automated calls, it really just is not fun. And I think it's really nice to have someone's own experience to answer all of the questions that someone may have. I think it's like a really valuable opportunity for prospective students.
Excellent. I invite anybody who's interested in just checking out a little bit more about Emily's experience here or learning about what it means to be a criminal justice major, go to finlandia.edu/chat. While there, you can go and make an account with something we call Unibuddy, and you can actually chat right with Emily to get a feel for the things that she's doing, what it's like to be a student here. I know one of the things you were talking about before we got on air was how you get embedded a little bit more with some of these programs, including most recently you guys got to see what it's like in the International School of Art and Design with one of their first Thursdays. Talk a little about that experience.
So it was fun. We all met for like a class and we all sat down, and it was really nice to hear that all the art students, they have all these like international women's meetings in New York, and the fashion designers and then you got to go into their actual studios and see their studio space and like the looms and the 3D printers, and it's just, it's so small. Like, it's not small, but it's like a small degree, but it has so much opportunity. Like, I cannot wait for that to like just expand.
Right. I love the way you talked about the just those interesting opportunities, because every one of those is you can really dive into. 3D printer, I know Tom Adolph goes in depth with his students with that, and you go over and look at the looms in that. I mean, there's so many looms in there, and you talk with Phyllis. I'm sure you guys got to meet Phyllis.
Yeah, Phyllis is so nice.
Yeah, and the work that she does with her students is really quite incredible. So it's definitely, if you're interested in art and design, it's a great opportunity to go check that out. Let's talk a little more about criminal justice. That's something near and dear to your heart. You've been working on that for 2 years now. This is your sixth semester here at Finlandia. What made you choose criminal justice?
So my dad has always worked with criminal justice, private investigator background, and I always used to watch a bunch of crime shows with my grandma when I was little, and it just drove like a passion. And then you're able to take all of these side courses besides just like criminal justice 101, and I found juvenile delinquency, and it just became my passion, and that's definitely where I have a drive
What about that specifically has interested you? It sounds like a really interesting topic, and kind of like you can. It sounds difficult, like it would be painful at times, but you can make a big difference for people.
Yeah, so what I've been recently looking into, we got assigned a bunch of chapters to read, and we had to actually teach the class about the chapter, and mine was family and crime, and it was kind of changing the policy on to see if like postnatal and prenatal visits to help change like the life path of a child and to put them in the right direction instead of the wrong direction. And it was kind of amazing because all of us had all of these policies, and it just made one whole entire act that made juveniles a little bit better.
Yeah, and that's the crime and public policy course. Talk a little about what Richard Gee has been like to work with. I know people seem to say that he really pushes people.
Yeah, he makes you think in ways you probably never could have thought before. I've never been so positive in a class, and I've never been so involved with a teacher. Everything's hands-on right in front of you, and he makes sure that you're not there to fail, you're there to succeed, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's amazing. Another thing you do, and you kind of talked a little bit about this earlier, is that you're a resident assistant. What has that been like?
It's a lot of fun. I know every single person in the dorms, and we get to set up events, and we just get super involved. And I love like being able to watch over people, sit at the desk at night, make sure everybody's safe. And I think safety in community is like a really big part of just like being okay on campus.
Right, and I know those dorms, you have security right there, and it's just that it's got a really homey feel in there.
It does.
One thing I do want to mention to students that might be listening to this is if you're interested in becoming an RA or a student ambassador, this is around the time of year we need to start thinking about that and looking into what it takes to be that. If you're interested in either of those things, I invite you to talk to Leanne Fogel or Aaron Barnett to get a hold of them and say, hey, what does it take for me to get involved with this? And you can be as involved with Emily, because it seems to me like part of the experience for you at Finlandia has been better because you're so involved with these things.
Yeah, if I was not involved, I don't think I would like enjoy, because I don't get to know a lot of people. And I think being an RA, being a student ambassador, being involved with softball, it's just opened me an opportunity to have so many friendships and, you know, assert myself and like just build a background. And I think it's just like a great opportunity to be so involved with your school.
Excellent. And I also want to mention Emily has been on the show before for Finlandia Fridays. She was on, I believe it was season 1, right? You were a freshman that year?
Yeah, I was freshman.
And that was when your softball team really started to take off. And I just want to compliment you, and you can tell that you've gained leadership skills through these things, because just talking to you 2 years ago and talking to you now, you're so much more confident, so much more, you know, and I think that's a good sign, and people need to realize that these are the things you gain from being things like a student ambassador and an RA. So if you're thinking about getting involved with these, make sure you go out and do it, because it's a lot of fun and it can make a really big difference in your experience.
Yeah, definitely highly recommend.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being on today. We really appreciate it. And for all of you out there, make sure you tune into the rest of the Finlandia Podcast Network. We have 4 total podcasts here at Finlandia University. You can go to finlandia.edu/podcast to learn all about them. Make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss an episode. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next Friday.